So we're waiting. It's going to be another hour before the job interview, and I'm a little nervous. I went up to one of the local golf courses, and that's those could be schwanky places with certain type of characters and folks. I also applied at a convenience store. I also applied at a hotel. I also applied at another local establishment. So we'll see what takes place over the course of the next couple of days as the interviews come and go. And it's always been a dream of mine to be able to produce content full time off the grid, and I've actually done that. I've done that. I haven't generated a large income, but I've been able to do that, and I've also been able to see the effects of that. And so, there are certain pluses and minuses to all things. And creating media full time while living off the grid and being, in some cases, over informed about particular threats. Those threats could be local, those threats could be national, those threats could be perceived to be cosmic and galactic. And so a little goes a long way. I also have discovered over the course of the last several years of living where I've been living that I've been becoming incrementally increasingly sensitive. I realize why there's a root cause of my nicotine addiction, which has been ongoing off and on since I've been 18 years old. Just the chain smoking nature of going through life and handling emotions. And I look at other elements of addiction as being the same thing. It's not about being perfect. It's about examining ways that our lives could be more functional. And I'll tell you what, there's not a lot of people that do what it is that I do. There's not a lot of people that live off the grid doing what it is that I do. There are not a lot of people, even in a city like Portland, Oregon, a place where I was born, a place where I lived for many years. But I also lived in the country in Oregon, in a little town called Aurora, where I've talked about my grandfather's business, still standing to this day, Nagel floor covering. I'm different for even Oregon standards. A lot of people in Oregon would think that their perception of a fast-talking nature as being something of the East Coast. As my friend Angelus, who is visiting here from Texas, said, I'm too off the grid for urban folks, and I'm too city slicker, perceivably, for the counties that I visited in Colorado. And the same thing could be said if I was to move to somewhere in rural Oregon. Unless maybe it was somewhere maybe a little bit more cultured like Bend, Oregon. Not a bad place. Like to visit there. Let me know if you're watching from Bend, Oregon or Central Oregon. I'd like to visit someday. Not so keen on returning to Portland. But see, having done this for several years, full-time off-the-grid media, and launching a bonus channel, so I'm not limited to the restrictions of YouTube and what's happening with the AdSense. And right now it's happening with what little we do make on YouTube. For me personally, it's a very scary time. I don't talk a lot about it, but it's because this is not my first rodeo with YouTube doing this to some of us content creators. Not so much the demonetization as the incredibly low views, regardless of the 15,000 subscribers. Like incredibly low views if you look at how many years this channel has actually been around. Like the number of views that brand new channels get that basically just started. And I'm in basically my 14th or 15th year, and that can be really difficult on the content creator when work is put, when editing is put into the video and time is put, and it's like I would like to grow beyond my current situation, actually work with a news team, an independent news team. And the problem is there aren't really those that I would consider to be my peers in the quote-unquote alternative media that have stuck to their roots, if you will. So for myself, success, and I've been talking about success from a number of different outside-the-box perspectives recently, because I appreciate those of you that let me know that the motivational tone, the positive tone to my content is something that's needed in a very, very dark world. And the reason why I share some of my challenges with you, like being judged by being a YouTuber, because people will Google my ass, and they'll be like, oh, shit, that's fucked up, bro. Yeah, good luck with that mental illness. Archon what? Psychic who? Protection from what? And it's like when you go on a particular path, people usually don't go back to burger flipping. They just don't. They just don't. And see, now we're in the age of the internet, where in the past, Somebody could travel around America and maybe do something for a period of time. We're talking about before the internet. Now it's a complicated situation because it's that digital paper trail. And there are new ways that people are judged and even put into the box of extremist. I'm not a white supremacist, but if someone's being brainwashed by the SPLC, they'll be told, hey, somebody talking about the New World Order conspiracy is an extremist. And what does that do for the average person trying to work in the job market? What if they Googled and they were to find a video regarding geoengineering or chemtrails? Again, it's put in that box of mental illness. So what I've been doing in my current strategies is refocusing my goal of being successful at generating the income that I need to ultimately achieve my off-grid goals. And my off-grid goals have not yet been met. I'm off the grid, but I'm in a densely populated area with the demographic of the people that I try to get away from. To put it short and sweet. I elaborate at outsidethebox.vhx.tv, and that's all that will be said. But what I can say about that very topic can literally go on for a 10-hour marathon. And for my own public safety, I don't air it on YouTube to the general audience. So I'm in training wheels. I found what I was capable of, which is in some cases more than what other people are willing to walk away from. Urban environments, to live alone for an extended period of time. And then to put yourself out there on YouTube and be berated for your unique ideas that has led to one's experience of wanting to live away from people and today's civilizations and vox populi, which is Latin for popular opinion. But I'm finding to really achieve those goals, I got to go and be willing, right, to do that work within the grid and to camouflage that part of Alex Ansary. The part of Alex Ansary that's associated with Outside the Box. The part of Alex Ansary that's associated with the YouTube channel. The part of Alex Ansary that has an opinion, that has gnosis, that has truth. In order for me to accomplish the ultimate freedom, I have to make the next level of sacrifices. I've even asked myself, am I even willing to live in my car again in order to work somewhere at a remote location if it's not going to be here? So I have an interview for a convenience store job on Thursday. I have an interview to flip burgers, which I've never done since Wendy's, since I was 16. And a lot of these places in town, they hire teenagers when they're not able to find workers from other fields. And to deal with that and to deal with working full-time, there's a part of me that needs to be somebody else. Somebody that is not speaking his truth, but someone that is simply saying, how can I help you? And in doing so, that's going to pull me away from you more and more. Because I need to do what I need to do to survive. And it isn't something that's just being said like an infomercial, like some people that abuse their audience when they actually have a fairly large audience. And yet some people are selling Bitcoin Academy courses and other things and marked up survival products, telling people that if those products aren't being bought, that they will go away. And they will have quite a few people support what it is that they do. But because I've chosen to be an independent and not tell people necessarily what they want to hear, the amount of people that I'm reaching is far less. Because people do support my work, it gives me faith to keep going. So I've created in my own mind what balance looks like. What does balance look like? And when we talk about balance in mind, body, and spirit, we also have to incorporate in economics. Is there much balance if a person's just living off $300 a month and they can't even afford gas and food hardly and car repairs? When someone can't even afford to repair their own car because they don't have more than what they need to just live on, then things fall out of balance. And things have fallen out of balance. So lately I've been staying somewhere else. I don't want to feel discriminated against by being a little bit dirty by going into some of these places. So extra care has been taken to be wearing clean clothes for the job interview, cleaner than normal. These are brand new used pants that have, because I'm a little bit short, as you might already know, most pants don't fit me that are available at the thrift store. I actually have to look and look and look and look just to find something that'll fit at the 29 length. Rarely do you see things less than 30. And so for someone like me on a strict budget, there's been careful planning with regards to this week. And the planning's been there for at least several months. The intention, some could even say the law of attraction, in the daily affirmation, I will be hired. It's just a matter of time. I will be hired. and I will create an income for myself. And if I want to grow beyond this county in Colorado, I will. It's just a matter of setting my sights on what will be the next step for me, where I may be happier, where I may have a more likelihood chance of being a part of a community, not rather being more isolated than I've ever been in my life from any group. That has been the reality, and it's only made me stronger. So this is just a quick video from me to you. I'm Alex Ansary signing off from Southwest Colorado.